Subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss an update from First Post.
Do you have any kind of like superstition or like ritual that you do?
Yeah, I sacrifice a lamb, Rogan Josh. I talk to my father, which is difficult because he's dead, but you know, I still give it a shot. If you wake up beside Bill Cosby, you're the one waking up, not him. And if you wake up beside Louis CK, that means he's already jerked off and gone to sleep, so you're good. Little tiny Parul. Look, her legs are dangling off the couch. You're the worst Indian ever.
Hello Russell, welcome to India.
I just like that one guy said roll and the other one said start. Roll, start.
Okay, tell me, have you got socked in the face yet because of the jokes you make about
I
us?
would actually like to see somebody try to sock me in the face. They would die.
So you've been on the Deported tour since 2018, taking you rather long to tell your jokes, I feel.
It take a long time. Well, it's a big world we live in. You got to get around.
Starting off with the most like obvious thing, why is it called Deported again?
Because I'm a brown Canadian man living in America during the Trump era. If anybody's going to get deported, they're going to look just like me.
You're the first one.
I'll probably be the first one.
Okay, and do you have any kind of like superstition or like ritual that you do before you go on stage for a big performance, like sacrifice a lamb or something fun?
Yeah, I sacrifice a lamb, Rogan Josh. And I talk to my father, which is difficult because he's dead, but you know, I still give it a shot.
We're reaching the dark side of this.
Yeah, I reached the dark side.
Yep, 5 seconds in.
That's how I like to get down.
So tell me, how does a comedian practice his sets? Like
Here's the thing with comedy, you don't practice it. You go and do it until it works. Practicing is something
I was kind of thinking you'd be like in front of a mirror going, somebody gonna get hurt real bad, and just doing it
You
yourself.
can tell the comics who do that. They're out there. You can see it by the way they speak and the way they act, that every single movement they did is rehearsed. And it's not natural.
So how do you make like a set? Like what?
I just do it.
You just write it down or?
I don't physically write it down. I just get on and I start talking until I say things that make me laugh and that make the audience laugh. And then I go, oh, I can keep that and use that later.
So you're telling me you never prepare a set? Like you just go and you
just keep spitting until I get little bullet points, and the bullet points equal a long enough set.
I wasn't expecting that. So this question is for the uninitiated. How did you get into comedy?
I just did it. I started doing it in 1989, and here we are in 2019. 30 years later, probably, my career's probably about 6 years older than you are. Is that about right?
I'm really bad at math. Tell me how
You're
many
the worst
years?
Indian ever. How many is 6 and 30 and 20 and 6 and... this is why I do this.
I was humanities in my defense.
You were humanities?
Like humanities,
You want to go
the
outside,
stream.
there's a sea of humanity.
Like I did arts, so like you can either do arts or you can be good at math. That's just how it goes.
I know. Who you telling?
Yeah, that was probably a little more than 6 years, I guess. Coming back to your
How old are you now?
24.
Oh yeah, it's exactly 6 years.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
That was
geez.
like 89, 99, 2000. Ah.
Wow. That's a good thing you did humanities, because you're not bright. Now listen, carry on.
Okay, so I read...
But you got a bubbly personality.
Oh, thank you. That's what my teachers have been saying since the first grade. Vivacious and bubbly.
Vivacious.
Has lots of potential, but does not get...
That's a word they won't be able to say here. They'd call you vivacious.
Because the W's and the V's, just in case.
Bastards.
Okay, so I read somewhere that you were the first person who got a Netflix special. I'm hoping the internet has not failed me in this one.
I am the guy who started the Netflix special.
Right, you were the guy who started the wave that seems to have taken all of us with it.
Right.
So did you think at that point that it would create such a big impact and like make so much of a change?
I just felt like it was a really great opportunity to get on board with something that hasn't been done yet. And I like doing that kind of stuff, so... You know, when the opportunity came and they approached me and I said, hell yeah, I want to get into business with you guys on that. And now subsequently we're out of business with them, but you know, what are you going to do? You know, that's the name of the game. Keep it moving. You know, it got a little crowded in there, so I jumped out.
Yeah, you did seem to have jumped out. All the new guys are like filling it in like...
I don't know if they're filling it in. I think they're crowding it. So I'm going over to Amazon now, so.
You seem to hold several records in several countries where you've sold out a lot of arenas and had like the largest audiences like in Australia and the O2 Arena and Canada itself. So do you think it's part of a comedian's job to be like socially responsible as to what narrative they're putting out there, or are you of the belief that comedy should just be viewed as that and taken in a very light-hearted way?
Comedy should be, the comedian's job is to make you laugh. First and foremost, that's our job, to make you laugh. If we make you think, that's good too. But ultimately, the job is to make people laugh. And if you can make them think while they make them laugh, that's fantastic. But ultimately, your job is to make them laugh.
So you don't really give too much of a shit about like being politically correct?
No, definitely don't care about.
Clearly you don't.
I don't care at all about being politically correct, because that's somebody else's problem, not mine.
Right, and so
And I'm not trying to be offensive, so I mean, if you get offended by me, it's probably your own issue that you're working on. And I just happened to push the button that reminded you of it. I was like, oh, remember you had that problem. Boink, you know.
So in today's day and age where everyone takes offense to everything, now that you're doing this tour in 2018, 2019, have you kind of censored yourself a little bit and like red taped it a little bit, or are you just like going out there and...
No, you don't maintain your career by becoming a victim to what society's trying to tell you to do. That's why you're a comic, because you're naturally rebellious. You genuinely want to shake things up a little bit, and you want to question authority. And that's what I've always been able to do. It's just who I am.
You're one of the OGs of the comedy scene, and I don't want to make you sound like a fossil or anything,
I am
but you like you are.
Old as shit.
So who's your favorite out of the new crop of the comics?
I don't know. There's a lot of new people out there. I mean, my opening act, Jason Collins, is hilarious. Like, really, really funny. And that's why I put him on the shows, because he's so good that he makes the audience laugh so much that I'm like, even I'm backstage going, damn, I don't know if I could follow this guy.
And anyone else that
There's
has
a
particularly
bunch.
stood out for you?
There's an Indian comic in the States named Alingan Mitra who's really funny.
Alingan?
Alingan Mitra. I don't know how to say his name properly. Really funny guy, though. Really funny kid.
And are you familiar with any Indian comedians?
I know the basics. I know your Tanmays. I know your Papa CJs.
You won't say that.
No? I don't know, whatever.
You said in an interview that comedians don't view the world the same way that civilians, basically plebs, that's what you meant to call us.
Yes, you guys are civilians.
Yeah, we don't view the world the same way that you do.
We see the same things you see.
Yeah.
But whereas you guys immediately go into filter mode, we immediately go into no filter mode.
You're like, that would be funny to
A
make a joke
disaster
out of.
can happen and we'll have the same immediate reaction. Oh my God, I can't believe that. And you'll continue to, oh my God, after that. Whereas we'll go, oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh man, can you imagine if? And that's where our brain goes.
Right. What does the comedian's text chat look like with another comedian?
Oh, it's hilarious. It's just a lot of ball breaking. I remember one time a comedian in Canada, he used to do this joke where he would pretend to put the, he said he was at the dog's office and he put the, blood pressure monitor. Yeah. He wrapped it around his neck and he would do this thing where he'd pretend to inflate it and he would go, and he would like get really red and like it was really funny to watch. But for some reason that day, while he was on stage doing that, he thought he would sneak out a fart and he shit himself on stage. And the next day, all the comics were like, hey, did you hear about Larry? He did some new shit on stage last night. But it's that kind of stuff that we do. It's a lot of that, you know. Right. My favorite thing to do when a comic gets off stage and they just had a great set is be like, hey man, what happened out there? Oof, I hated you.
Has anyone ever done that to you?
Oh yeah, we do it to each other all the time. Or if you can tell somebody's nervous before they go on stage, we do this to younger comics. Because you see them like, hey man, and they go, man, it's like, or whatever, like such a big show, so many people on it, a lot of comics. I'm like, yeah. Are you nervous? Yeah, I'm really nervous. Like, yeah. I go, that's cool, man. Right before they're about to go on stage, you go, hey man, have a good set. Hey, by the way, Netflix is out there looking for new people. Go ahead, have a good set. And then you're like, that's our favorite. Like one of our, like we just love to throw people little curveballs like that. That's the comedian's mind, is to throw each other off as best we can.
And in 2013, you gave an interview to NDTV where you basically ripped Bollywood a new one. Have you watched anything since then?
No,
do you
I've
like
not watched
anything?
It. You know what I think happened at that time? I was doing interviews like I was today. Yeah. And every single interview kept asking me about it. And it got to the point where I just got frustrated with the question.
Fuck them, they have no talent.
I just went off.
Idiots.
And I look back
and
and
you chose the TV show to do it, like a broadcast.
Well, it was just like, enough with this question. So I think I just, fell a little off the rails that day. It happens.
Quite off the rails.
No, but here's the thing. Like, I can watch some of my old interviews where I said some kind of like fucked up things. And I'm like, man, I was cranky that day, wasn't I? You know what I mean? Like,
they shouldn't have let me out of my cage.
And then as soon as it happens, I'll walk out of there going, fuck, man, why did I do that? God damn it, I should have shown some self-control on that one.
Would you rather be stuck in an elevator with Donald Trump or Narendra Modi?
I guess Modi, because, at least we got something in common. Two brown men.
I mean, Donald is also
He's
reaching
orange.
brown.
He's orange. I don't know those orange people very well.
Would you rather wake up next to Bill Cosby or Louis CK?
Oof, I wouldn't like to wake up next to any man, to be honest with you. Can you give me a female option on this? Well, let's put it this way. If you wake up beside Bill Cosby, you're the one waking up, not him. And if you wake up beside Louis CK, that means he's already jerked off and gone to sleep, so you're good. Just kidding, Louis. I love you, buddy.
Okay, who would you rather be BFFs with, Hassan Minhaj or Aziz Ansari?
I'm actually good friends with Hassan, so I'm going to go with Hassan.
Would you rather work for Harvey Weinstein or Woody Allen?
Woody Allen, because he's older and he's probably going to die soon.
Yeah, that lump of lard is going to take some time.
Yeah, you can't just, that's like trying to, melt a tire,
And lastly, whose church would you rather join, Kanye West or Snoop Dogg?
Neither. I'm an atheist.
That's all for today, folks. That'll be $29.99.
Act now for your free set of Ginsu knives.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here, and I hope
you,
you do
Ja
really,
Rule.
really. Thanks.
Little tiny Parul. Look, her legs are dangling off the couch.